There comes a moment when you must stop lying to yourself and admit that your life is not falling apart because of bad luck, but because of bad order. You have goals burning in your heart, dreams that scream for attention, yet they are buried beneath your own chaos. The desk full of clutter, the scattered thoughts, the endless distractions, they are not harmless habits. They are silent assassins of your future. The world doesn't reward confusion. It rewards clarity, focus, and control. Force yourself to organize your life. Don't wait for motivation. Create it through discipline. The power you seek lies not in random bursts of effort, but in consistent, structured action. You cannot climb mountains while your mind is drowning in disorder. Begin small. Organize your space, your time, your thoughts. Each act of order strengthens your control over destiny. When you master your routine, you master your reality. Understand this truth. Disorganized people dream, organized people achieve. The difference between a struggler and a conqueror is not talent but system. When your days are planned, your goals prioritized, and your environment built for productivity, you become unstoppable. The weak wait for inspiration. The strong create systems that generate it. Force yourself to plan. Force yourself to act on schedule. Force yourself to maintain order when your emotions resist it. Every time you conquer laziness with structure, you sharpen your edge. Every time you bring order to chaos, you elevate your power. Success belongs to the one who can command himself, who can direct his time like a weapon. Do not mistake freedom for lack of control. Real freedom is the result of absolute order. When your life is organized, you move with calm confidence. You think clearly, act precisely, and live intentionally. The scattered man loses years chasing fragments of his own energy. The organized man compresses decades into days. So rise and rebuild your order. Clear the mess, both outside and inside. Create routines so strong that failure becomes impossible. Control your time before it controls you. Do what you must, not what you feel. Because when you force yourself to organize your life, you stop surviving and start conquering. The power to dominate your destiny begins the moment you bring structure to your chaos and refuse to let anything remain out of place. Chaos kills progress. Order multiplies it. The undisciplined mind is a battlefield where dreams are slaughtered by distractions. Every time you let your day slip into disorder, every time you allow confusion to take control, you destroy a piece of your own potential. Success cannot breathe in chaos. It suffocates in scattered thoughts and wasted hours. If you want power, clarity, and growth, you must first bring order to your life. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, but now. Because every second you live without structure is a second stolen from your destiny. Look around you. The people who rise are not always the most gifted. They are the most organized. They know what they must do, when they must do it, and how they must do it. They plan their day, guard their time, and protect their focus like a treasure. Meanwhile, those who drift through life, hoping things will somehow work out, are crushed by their own disorder. The truth is painful but simple. You either organize your life or your disorganization organizes your failure. Order is not a small habit. It's the foundation of achievement. Without it, everything collapses. You cannot think clearly in a room of chaos. You cannot dream big in a schedule filled with noise, and you cannot rise when your days are spent reacting instead of directing. Structure gives power. It turns random effort into measurable results. It transforms scattered energy into unstoppable momentum. When you know what matters and you act on it daily, your life becomes a force of precision. Discipline is the bridge between chaos and control. You must train yourself to command your actions even when your emotions rebel. The lazy voice in your head that says, "I'll do it later," is the same voice that keeps you ordinary. You silence it not by arguing, but by acting immediately, decisively, relentlessly. The more you enforce order on yourself, the more power you gain over your circumstances. The man who can direct his time can direct his fate. You cannot build an empire on a foundation of cluttered thoughts and half-done tasks. Every great mind, every leader, every success story you admire was born from structure. They planned their days, controlled their environment, and moved with intent. They understood that consistency breeds power. Even when passion fades, discipline carries you forward. Order keeps you walking long after excitement dies. It's not about being perfect, it's about being precise. Ask yourself, how much time do you waste because of disorganization? How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because you weren't ready, because your mind was scattered, because your focus was buried under trivial distractions? You can't win battles when your sword is misplaced. You can't achieve greatness when your mind is cluttered. The unorganized person is always one step behind, not because they're less capable, but because they're unprepared. The future doesn't wait for the unprepared. Force yourself to take control. Organize your surroundings until they reflect clarity. A clean space is not just about aesthetics. It's a signal to your brain that you are in command. Plan your day before the day begins. Make structure your shield against procrastination. When you live by design, not by default, you become unshakable. Your priorities align, your purpose sharpens, and your life gains rhythm. That rhythm, that steady march of order, is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Do not underestimate the power of small, organized habits. Waking up on time, maintaining a written plan, finishing what you start, these actions may seem simple, but they build a fortress of strength within you. Each day of order reinforces self-respect. Each moment of structure sharpens your mind. You begin to feel a sense of control that chaos could never offer. You stop reacting to life and start commanding it. The disorganized live in constant stress because their life is a storm they refuse to calm. But when you create order, peace follows. Clarity brings confidence. You move faster, decide sharper, and think deeper. Suddenly, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You are the architect of them. That is the true power of organization. It makes you the master of your moments. There will be resistance. Your emotions will fight you. Your habits will tempt you. Your comfort will whisper lies, but you must force yourself. Order is forged in discomfort. Every time you choose structure over impulse, you build strength. Every time you plan and execute, you prove to yourself that you are in control. That's how power grows, through deliberate consistency. Never forget, chaos doesn't just waste your time, it steals your destiny. It keeps you distracted, confused, and weak. But order multiplies your energy, magnifies your focus, and accelerates your growth. It is the secret language of success. The difference between a struggler and a conqueror is not talent but system, not emotion but execution. So stand up and take charge. Don't let another day fall into the hands of disorder. Organize your mind, your space, your habits, your mission. Build structure so strong that no storm can shake it. When you control your time, you control your life. When you bring order to chaos, you bring purpose to existence. Chaos kills progress, but order multiplies it. And the moment you live by that truth, nothing on earth can stop your rise. Discipline is the foundation of power. Without it, talent rusts, potential dies, and dreams collapse under the weight of inconsistency. Every strong man, every victorious soul, every story of greatness begins with one truth. Discipline decides destiny. It's the invisible force that shapes weak intentions into unstoppable execution. You can wish, you can hope, you can dream all you want, but until you build the discipline to act regardless of emotion, your power will remain buried beneath excuses. Discipline is not a word, it's a weapon. The weapon that separates those who achieve from those who almost did. You must understand, nothing in life bends to the lazy. The world does not reward those who wait for the perfect mood or ideal moment. Power belongs to the one who shows up when it's hard, who moves forward when the mind screams to stop. That's discipline, doing what must be done even when the fire of motivation is gone. It's easy to work when you're inspired. It means nothing. True strength is revealed when you act without feeling like it. When your body is tired, your emotions are heavy, yet you still move. That's when you become powerful. Discipline builds respect, first from yourself, then from the world. When you keep promises to yourself, even the smallest ones, you begin to trust your own word. You stop negotiating with weakness. You stop delaying your greatness. Every time you conquer the urge to quit, you forge another link in the chain of strength that holds your life together. Discipline is the quiet architect behind every victory. It's not loud. It doesn't seek applause. It works silently in the background, turning chaos into control and potential into progress. Most people lose not because they lack ability, but because they lack order. They live by emotion, not by decision. One day they're on fire, the next they're cold. They let moods rule actions, and in doing so, they surrender their power. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It demands consistency. It teaches you that emotions are temporary, but commitment is eternal. You can't build empires with soft habits. You can't master life when you keep obeying your comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy of greatness, and discipline is the cure. You must train your mind to obey you. Discipline begins in thought before it touches action. When the alarm rings, your mind will whisper 5 more minutes. Crush that voice. When your body aches and your goals feel far away, your mind will say, rest today. Crush that voice. Every time you say no to weakness, you grow stronger. Every time you rise when it's easier to stay down, you expand your power. Greatness is not given to the emotional. It is earned by the disciplined. Discipline is freedom disguised as restriction. It looks like control, but it's liberation. The man who cannot control himself is a slave to laziness, to distraction, to fear. But the man who can command his mind, his habits, his time, he becomes unstoppable. When you live with discipline, you are no longer pulled by temptation. You are guided by purpose. You gain peace because your path is clear. You waste no time because every moment serves your mission. That is true freedom, not doing whatever you want, but mastering the strength to do what you must. There is no shortcut to greatness. Every successful person you admire, every story of transformation, stands on the same foundation, relentless discipline. The athlete trains long after others sleep. The builder works through fatigue. The visionary stays focused while the world is distracted. They are not superhuman. They are simply consistent. They understand that repetition builds reputation, that steady effort builds unshakable results. Discipline is what transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. When you live with discipline, you start to see life differently. You stop chasing quick rewards and begin investing in long-term power. You stop reacting and start directing. You no longer ask, can I do this? You declare, I will do this. Your time becomes sacred, your actions deliberate, your energy precious. The undisciplined man wastes his strength on what doesn't matter. The disciplined man channels his strength into what builds empires. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You will stumble. You will fail. But discipline teaches you to stand again without hesitation. Every failure becomes feedback. Every obstacle becomes training. Discipline hardens your spirit and sharpens your focus. It makes you immune to excuses, immune to weakness. The more you practice it, the more you realize it's not punishment, it's preparation. Every early morning, every hard choice, every sacrifice is building something greater inside you, character, control, and confidence. When you master discipline, you no longer need motivation. You move because movement has become your nature. You act because you've trained your mind to obey purpose, not emotion. That's when you become dangerous, when your actions are no longer dependent on how you feel, but on who you are. The disciplined mind is unshakable, and the unshakable always rise. So force yourself to be disciplined. No one will do it for you. Life doesn't hand success to the soft-hearted. It gives it to those who demand it through consistency. Cut out distractions. Organize your time. Build habits that align with your mission. Keep your word even when no one is watching. Be your own commander, because discipline is not just the foundation of power, it is power itself. When you possess it, you can achieve anything, overcome everything, and become unstoppable in everything you do. Every minute wasted in disorder is a dream delayed. Time is the most ruthless currency of life. It doesn't stop, it doesn't wait, and it never refunds what you waste. Every moment of distraction, every hour spent in confusion, every day without structure quietly, robs you of the future you claim to want. You may not see it happening, but it's there. Your dreams growing colder while you scroll, your purpose fading while you delay, your potential dying beneath the weight of your own disorganization. The truth is brutal. Every second that slips into chaos moves your destiny further away. And the worst part, you'll never get those seconds back. Disorder is not harmless. It's a silent killer of ambition. It doesn't strike suddenly, it drains you slowly. One missed task becomes two, one postponed goal becomes a habit, and soon you wake up surrounded by unfinished plans and lost time. You start blaming circumstances, but the enemy isn't around you. It's within you. The lack of structure, the failure to prioritize, the acceptance of confusion, these are the reasons your dreams remain dreams. Every minute you spend without direction adds another brick to the wall between you and your destiny. You must face it. Disorder is weakness disguised as comfort. It allows you to feel busy while achieving nothing. It keeps you in motion, but away from progress. You tell yourself you're working hard, but deep down, you know it's just chaos wearing a mask of productivity. The difference between successful people and those who only wish for success is not luck, not intelligence, but structure. The organized mind turns time into a tool. The disorganized mind turns time into an enemy. Every dream demands a price, and that price is discipline. You can't hold on to your vision while clinging to disorder. You can't build a future with scattered focus. You must learn to take control of your schedule, your surroundings, your thoughts. Each minute you master brings you closer to your goal. Each minute wasted pushes it further away. Time respects those who respect order. When you plan your day with intention, when you guard your focus like a treasure, you move with power. But when you let your day control you, when you live in chaos, you become a slave of distraction. Look at the patterns of your life. How many of your dreams have been delayed because you weren't ready? Because you didn't organize your plan, your priorities, or your path? How many chances slipped away because your life was in disorder when opportunity knocked? You can't expect success to wait for you to get your life together. It moves fast, and only the prepared can catch it. Every minute you spend getting organized is an investment in your future. Every minute you spend in confusion is a debt you'll pay later with regret. Disorder makes you reactive. You spend your time putting out fires instead of building empires. You chase emergencies instead of executing priorities. You feel tired, but it's not physical exhaustion. It's mental chaos. The mind that's cluttered cannot create. The spirit that's scattered cannot rise. When your thoughts are disorganized, your actions lose direction, and your energy leaks through 1,000 small distractions. But when you bring order to your life, everything changes. Your focus sharpens, your energy multiplies. You stop chasing and start commanding. The truth is, success is built in order. Every great achievement is born from structure, not spontaneity. The disciplined man plans his hours. The undisciplined man wastes them. The organized person owns time. The disorganized one is owned by it. You can't blame fate for the results of your confusion. The world belongs to those who plan, prepare, and execute with precision. That's not control, that's creation. If you want power, create order. Begin with your space, clean it, simplify it, make it reflect clarity. Then move to your time. Plan your days before they begin. Protect your mornings. End your nights with review. When you live by design, not by accident, you start to feel alive again. You start to see progress because your energy is finally aligned with your direction. That alignment is what transforms wasted minutes into milestones of success. Understand this. The clock is always running. Every minute is either an investment or a loss. The ones who rise are not those who have more time. They are those who manage it with precision. The same 24 hours that build a millionaire also build a failure. The difference is order. The successful use minutes as soldiers, sending each one into battle with purpose. The lost let minutes drift like leaves in the wind. You decide which side you're on every single day. So stop giving time to chaos. Stop surrendering to distraction. Stop delaying your life because you refuse to organize it. Power belongs to the one who can control his minutes, because minutes become hours, hours become days, and days become destiny. When you waste a day, you don't lose 24 hours. You lose the opportunity to move closer to the life you were meant to build. Every minute wasted in disorder is a dream delayed, and one day you'll wake up and realize that your dream didn't die, you just never made time for it. Don't let that happen. Order your thoughts, order your space, order your actions. Discipline your hours as if they were diamonds, because they are. Time is the currency of greatness, and only those who spend it wisely ever buy freedom. From this moment forward, let no minute be wasted. Turn chaos into control, confusion into clarity, and hesitation into execution. Because when you master your time, you master your life. And when your life is in order, your dreams no longer wait, they arrive. Your environment mirrors your mind. Clean one, strengthen the other. Look around you right now. The space you live in, the desk you work at, the clothes scattered, the dust collecting, it all speaks louder than you think. Your surroundings are not just physical, they are a reflection of your internal world. A cluttered room reveals a cluttered mind. A disordered space exposes a distracted spirit. And when your environment is chaotic, it feeds that chaos back into you, stealing focus, draining energy, and suffocating motivation. You cannot expect clarity in life when you're surrounded by confusion. Cannot expect peace while living in disorder. If you want to sharpen your thoughts, begin by cleansing the space that holds them. When you clean your environment, you are not just moving objects. You are moving energy. You are creating space for growth, for focus, for peace. The act of organization is not about neatness, it's about power. Every item in your space carries weight. Every unnecessary object is a small distraction whispering for your attention. You may not notice it, but it's there, tugging at your mind, keeping you restless. When you eliminate the unnecessary, when you create order, your thoughts begin to align. Your focus deepens. Your confidence strengthens. You start to breathe differently because the chaos around you no longer commands your attention. A disorganized environment breeds procrastination. It becomes the silent excuse behind every delayed action. You tell yourself you'll start when things feel right, but things never feel right because your surroundings constantly feed disorder back into your soul. The environment you live in either empowers your ambition or sabotages it. When you walk into a space that's clean, focused, and calm, your mind mirrors that energy. You think sharper, you act faster, you feel lighter, but when you walk into a mess, your mind sinks under invisible weight. Thoughts blur, emotions dull, and your spirit slows. The environment you create is a declaration of who you are. It tells the world and yourself whether you live with control or surrender to chaos. The greatest performers, thinkers, and leaders in history understood this truth. They guarded their environment like it was sacred because it was. They knew that their surroundings were not just where they lived, it was where their destiny was shaped. Every wall, every item, every piece of space carried energy, and that energy could either build or break them. If your goal is clarity, if your mission is strength, you must start by aligning your environment with your intentions. Clean the desk, throw out the junk. Organize your time, your tools, your space. Don't wait for motivation, create it through motion. When your surroundings begin to reflect discipline, your mind will follow. The act of cleaning is an act of self-respect. You are telling yourself, I deserve clarity, I deserve control, I deserve peace. Think of how you feel after organizing a space. There's a sense of lightness, calm, and renewal. That's not coincidence. That's your mind responding to order. Humans are wired to thrive in environments that support focus and simplicity. The fewer distractions your eyes see, the more space your mind has to think. Every clean corner becomes a source of mental energy. Every bit of order reinforces control, and every act of tidying builds momentum toward mastery. But don't stop at physical space. Your environment is also the people you surround yourself with, the words you hear, the energy you allow. If your circle is toxic, if your conversations are negative, if your atmosphere is draining, it doesn't matter how clean your desk is, your mental environment is still polluted. Protect your peace. Distance yourself from anything or anyone that keeps you small, that fills your air with doubt or drama. You can't build a powerful mind in a weak environment. Your phone, your notifications, your digital world, they are part of your environment too. The clutter on your screen is just as dangerous as the clutter in your room. Every unnecessary notification, every endless scroll, every meaningless piece of noise is robbing your focus. Clean your digital world with the same discipline. Unsubscribe from distractions. Organize your workspace. Remove what doesn't serve your growth. Every simplification adds another layer of strength to your mental clarity. Understand this deeply. Your environment is your silent coach. It either pushes you forward or pulls you backward. You cannot rise in a space that drags your energy down. The moment you take control of your environment, you reclaim authority over your mind. You stop reacting to chaos and start commanding your surroundings to serve your purpose. You become deliberate. Every object in its place, every task in order, every moment directed toward growth. Clean your environment and you will feel your thoughts sharpen. You will notice how much calmer, more creative, and more focused you become. It's not magic, it's cause and effect. Order outside creates order inside. It's a reflection of discipline, and discipline is power. When you live in alignment with order, distractions lose their grip, and procrastination loses its excuses. You start to operate with precision. You start to feel unstoppable. So look around you. Is your environment helping you rise or holding you back? Does it reflect your goals or your confusion? Change it now. Clear what doesn't belong. Simplify until every inch of your space feels like it was built for progress. Don't wait for motivation. Let order create it. Clean your